Chen. Welcome to my studio. And this session we're going to start to do the landscaping. For painting the landscaping, we have to know how to paint the trees. So that's why today I'm going to start introduce the general tree. First, the branches. So we have a young branch and an older branch. The young branch, we just use dark ink. Dark ink, just one stroke. Yeah, just one stroke. This is a stroke, so you have to show the force. So, from the young branch, then you can have more young branch come out. See, you can have both ways. But everything is a stroke. You have to show your force. Then for the older branch, we have to use the lighter ink and to draw. So the older branch, that's how we do the young older branch this way. See, that's doing the older branch. Now we're going to do the trunk. So the trunk, so I started from the top. Then go down. So you know the trunk, we so-called Chinese called, you have to have 4 branches. You should have some in the front, some in the back, some in the right, some in the left. And that's like a Chinese say yin and yang. So that this way you can see, I just start from here. Then have the, on the top, I have right, I have left. Now I'm going to make one front. Then we don't forget that we have one in the back. So we show one in the back, come from the back. Then we have the nuts. So this is I did the branches, all the branches and the trunk. Now we just add up the young branches on. Just every one stroke, and the older branch can have more than young branches come up. So far, just add up the young branch. Then you can put the leaves on. That's before that. Then next one, after you introduce how many kind of beef, how they're going to paint to put on. Thank you. So now I'm going to introduce a few kind of leaves we're going to paint. There's many kind of ways to paint the leaves. So I just pick up a few to introduce to you. The first, the so-called sparkling of peppers. So you just use a hard brush, and your hand brush has to be very straight. Then with ink, you just dabbing. Just dabbing. Dabbing evenly. Not too hard and not too, otherwise they become too big, too small. So just start very evenly. Just by dabbing. Then next one we call jets. That means we use 4 stroke. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a stroke. This is not draw lines. So you just keep it adding up. So this way we call the 介字 form for the general tree. And the next one we call small edges. So it's just a small dots. So you just keep dotting, small dot. Just keep small dots. Then next one, we're going to paint the maple leaves. Those you have to draw the lines. Just one. Just make them group of leaves. So that's what we do in the maple leaves. And another leaves is very popular and important too. So that's the pine leaves. Pine leaves you have to very straight, use your brush very straight, then just move toward the center. So become half a wheel. Then next one, you go close in the first one. That's a very important one to learn because we're going to do a lot of pine trees when we do the landscaping. Then they start like a three each other like a 品字. That I'm going to do show you more when we next session. We're going to do the pine tree. Yeah, just keep going like that. So the next one will be called the whirlpool. That means the bigger dots. So it just keep going big dots. That's it. So just go there, we call whirlpool. So sometimes we use those for big tree, for the leaves. So next one is the so-called pointed. Pointed strokes, we use brush, line down, then just starting like this. So that's what we call the pointed stroke. Pointed. The next one is different, we call the flat. So we just draw by lines. Just draw same thing, just this will have to be straight, then but this go by lines. Some long, some short. So just draw by lines. And the last one we call the outline the beans. So just draw the one circle. So some leaves we use this too. We use some outline one, we use some kind of stroke one or dots one. This way you make the composition look different, can compromise each other. So just draw the beans. So that's a few samples I introduced to you. Thank you. Now I'm going to show you do the whole tree, the general tree. Just like before, but the first I'm going to get the older branch and the trunk down. I just, like I showed you before. So get the branch. Use light ink. This is use light ink to get the outline down. Yeah, use light ink to outline. So this is out. Then I use dark ink with a dry brush. That means the brush is very dry. Dark ink with a dry brush. Try some more. Then you start here, go over. This is the part that you figure out what the lighting come from. So the other side should be darker. So I assume the lightings come from this side. So at this side, I use a little light touch. And the top, also top little light touch. But I come to here, this side, I'm going to emphasize a little bit. And come here's light again. Then here should be darker. Yeah. And so is here. No, this should be light. This all can be light. And here your stroke should be a little heavy. But I come to here, light again. Then here you can get a more tree line come out. Here you show your stroke. And here the top is lighter. It's darker. And here it's lighter. So this is darker. Because this is the bottom. That's the place you show your tree. Then also here have the older branches, all the branches left over. Then you do your little bit of shade for the, but not around the knot. The knot should be leave empty, and this should be the darker side. So just do a little shading. Get them. See, this way already shows us. Now you do. Later on we have to be shade again, do little more shading. Now I'm going to put the young branch on. Alright. Don't forget the one thing. The back side of the branch, so it should be keep light. So this is supposed to be in the back. So now we go to the young one. Here to the don't forget that sometimes they come from the back, so sometimes you have to put some shorter one. That means that they come from the back. So with the young branch, they have four sides, four face too. So what you do is just put some because of the darker you can see the front or back, but the back they come out small. So again, sometimes you can leave the branch empty, that's fine, all the branch. This one. And I have another one come here. The bench always curve it a little bit. Don't put it straight. Then you can closing over each other. See the bench, there's so many branches in the tree. They always can closing each other. Then the lighter, then use medium ink to the back one. So this we have some something they're closing over here. Even here, you can add some, the one in the back, because you don't see, but they are in the back. Okay. So after that, then I just going to use the simple fast lines doing the little dot. When you're doing the little dot, you load the brush with the light ink, not too dark. Then you dip into dark ink. This way your dot come out a different shade. Because we're doing black and white painting, the shade is very important. So start from the one face you. So this is, yeah, just the dot. Do not dot too many. Just. You have to show some branches. Then looks good. Okay. Then come to the. Should getting lighter. Then you use lighter to the back one. So those are lighter ones. And don't forget that we have some here, you know, and there's some maybe in here, so just dot some light dots. Okay. So also we use the light ink to go over the tree, more shading. So use a very light ink. To go over the branches. The dark part, especially that supposed to be the dark part. Just go over a little bit. And then leave this part white. And there's still one more thing. Of course, this is above the ground, so we don't have to do the roots. One more thing. on the tree, you know, the bare trunk always doesn't look too good. So what we do is we're going to dot some mosses on the tree. So that's the last step you're going to do, right? So dot. We just make some dots on the tree to make them more interesting. Like that, so have a little dot along the tree. And also the tree can be finished. But since we all know the simple rock before, so I'm going to do a little rock. I just use the medium ink because you don't want to be too obvious. So just a little rock. So same thing. The rock, they have some grass. You can dot a little grass to make them not too bare either. So those are what we're going to talk more about when we do more things. And under the tree, so we always try to cover the bare ground, so we always can dot a little bit of grass. Then we just use light ink to make the earth line. Okay. This way, all tree have something on to come complete. Thank you. And next week we're going to do the two important tree, which is going to be pine tree and the willow tree. So I see you next week. Thank you for coming.